Jeff Malott. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Yeah. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Hey. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation, where we talk about fishing and competition. It's your boy Ox Pippin, aka Ox Fishing. Don't come over here tripping. Hey, hope you enjoy the show. Jeff Malott, Lunch Money Lambert, Lego. Hey, welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Yeah, welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Kayak Bass Nation. Hey, welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation. Welcome to the Kayak Bass Nation.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to KBN Live on a Tuesday. Ryan, what's happening, man? Yeah.
I'm just glad to be here, brother.
Back safe from the
Back
Olympics.
safe. Been volleyballing all weekend down in Savannah. Had to go to Nashville for a meeting, and I'm hoping I can get out to South Carolina here in the next couple of days. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah, you're heading to Lake Murray. It's Bassmaster Kickoff Week. Feels like we've had a couple big events already. They've all been Hobie so far. So Bassmaster has been building, and boom. They set a new record.
It exploded. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, so we got Steve Owens in here, man. He's been on a time or two. We're going to have him in, kind of talk about some of the finalized rules, and then, of course, the record-setting attendance over on Murray. There's a little confusion. People were thinking that was like, is there a cap? Are they going to get in on time? No cap.
Now, and that's the funny part is, when we saw a couple of years ago with Hobie doing it, people were, in a hurry, and it was just this crazy frenzy to sell out the events, and they would end up dropping back off to like 186 or so. And this was the opposite. There was really no rush, no time crunch, and you just slowly kept seeing the numbers. I mean, Steve-O would text me, "Oh man, it's 2 weeks out and I've only got 178. I'm like, well, only 178 ain't bad anyway, but this thing's gonna bust 200, like guaranteed. Yeah. And boy, it did.
Yeah, I've seen some posts lately about, the sport's really not growing. People are just reallocating. I beg to differ. I think the sport is growing, and certainly attendance is shifting from different clubs in different series, but I think it's still growing. We're seeing new anglers, new winners, new people pop up all the time. So,
yes, sir.
So it's going to be a good one. Yeah. We had to bump it to Tuesday. We got some folks confused. Like, what's going on here? Is this Monday? I thought it was Wednesday.
It's a little holiday. We had a little travel issues. So thank y'all for tuning in tonight.
Yeah. So we got Steve-O first. We're going to talk about all that. Then the second half of the show, I'm excited about this one. We've got Jake coming on. He's been on the show before. I think we had him on last year to talk about, it was like Florida fishing preview a year or two ago. Yeah. We had him on.
Yep. Sure did.
But his new program, Wildside Strength, a new fitness program for outdoors enthusiasts.
Is this keto based at all?
Keto based fitness? Is that what you're saying?
No, is it not? No. Okay.
No, I don't know about the diet part of it. I'm assuming I'm going to have to do some. So I'm going to go through his program. Number one, I'm going to do it if I survive it. I don't know. I mean, they're going to come out like feeling like I'm 30 years old, or you're going to go ahead and shove me off in the nursing home. One or the other.
No, you're sticking with us. We got to get you rehabbed.
Yeah, so he's going to put me through it, as he's got a lot of other trial participants as well, I think. So he's going to take us through what that's going to be. I'm excited to learn all the details there and for you guys all to learn and see how that's going to go. So we're going to have Jake on in the second half to talk about how he's going to get all of you kayak fishing athletes to look more like athletes. Right?
We allow motors now. We're not going to be athletes. Give it up, brother.
Hey, you never know. We could get hit with an EMP or something, and you're all paddling and pedaling again. There you go. Yeah, so it's going to be good. Travis Randall from Eco Fishing is in the comments talking about it could change your life, Jeff. That's right. It's going to change my life.
We're trying to change his life, Travis, somehow.
Travis is shredded, man. I don't know if you follow his personal page. My man has been working hard.
I haven't seen him shirtless yet.
Well, I havenlittle seen him shirtless, but I can imagine. I mean, he's pretty yoked and, in his selfie
I
shots.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
All right.
Little sponsor love, Ryan.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be bad tonight. But yeah, let's get Steve-O in a minute. But with that said, hey, Travis is in the comments. let's give a shout out to the sponsors, man. Eco Fishing Shop. We appreciate all they've done for us. EcoFishingShop.com. You can get on there and order your boat right to your door. It's like the Amazon of fishing kayaks. It'll come right to you. Nothing ever touches it. Free shipping, the whole 9, except there's no membership fee, right?
No membership fee.
No membership fee. And then they got everything else under the sun too. I was trading messages with my buddy Elvis Lee from up north. He snagged a Yakima box from them for his rods, and he got a better deal there than anywhere else. They took care of him, got it right to him up there. So anything you need, get with the folks at Eco. Western Son Vodka. Is going to be a Western Sun flowing over there in South Carolina this weekend?
We're gonna do some flowing. I think we're trying to get Steve-O to get an open mic night at the Hangout. So we'll see who's doing rap battles.
All right. So if y'all are heading to the Carolinas over there, make sure you charge up your pro guides. If you don't have one yet, get on there and order a pro guide. Get that hooked up. Eco sells those, but you can also just get them direct from Pro Guide's website. And then tonight we're doing a giveaway, Ryan. Tell us about our giveaway, and we'll talk about the rest of it.
We're going to give away some stuff out of my closet. So Yak Addicts
Personal?
and KBN. No, it's not going to be personal. It's actually going to be new, never worn. But we'll hook you up with a Yak Addict shirt, a KBN hat, and a koozie for the winner tonight.
We could call it game worn, like the shirt off your back there. Game worn jerseys, like
I'll rub a fish on it or something this weekend.
There we go. All right. Somebody earlier in the comments said, "What's up with the Z-Man prize packs?" Ryan has worked out the logistics on that. They're going to be coming.
Thankfully. And if anybody has not received them, please slide in my personal DMs and give me your information just to make sure I have everyone's correct. We switched things around a little bit. We got us a new shipping man.
Yeah. So Z-Man, one of our giveaway partners, Seagar we did last week, Revo, it'll be coming back up. Let's see, a week or two from now. And then of course, Gil. I got to go fishing yesterday, Ryan.
What?
Finally, I've dusted off all the gear, retied, went out with my son Justin, had a blast. We caught some fish, and it was freezing cold. It was 25 degrees when we went out, and I was in the Gil gear, and I was toasty. I was just toasty and fine.
25 is that's a little chilly for me.
No wind though, so it was a dry 25. Is that what they say?
That helps.
Yeah. So appreciated having all that gear, man. But with that said, let's get Steve-O in here, man. Talk a little.
Let's do it.
Talk a little Bassmaster. Steve.
Hey,
you look serious, man. You look locked in.
Yeah, I'm actually. I just got sad. Casey Smith just texted me a 8.5 pounder. He's down on Seminole with a week for his dad.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, you got a little.
You should send him to Lake Murray.
Yeah,
that's a good spot to fish this weekend.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Wow, what about that?
What about that, boy?
I really don't know what to say. I don't. Feel like I'm gonna puke. But, yeah.
Went from 42 years ago to 240 this year. That's a pretty solid jump there, pal.
Yeah, man. So yeah, thank you everybody. That's just the only thing you can say about it is appreciate the support and the confidence everybody's put behind what we're doing, and man, just keep going good with it. And I'll just be honest with you, Big Worm, Mark Cisneros. I think him putting the juice behind pictures and them getting it all advertised and doing their job on the website and everything. I think that's been a huge plus too.
It definitely has. I think that exposure that it brings too, being Bassmaster and kind of open to a bigger market than just kayak fishing. I think that's really helped drive the growth of it.
Yeah, I agree. Y'all got the business minds.
What do you think, Steve? Really, like word on the street, ear to the ground, whatever you want to say. What's the biggest driver behind the attendance growth over there?
You talking about like as far as what we're doing, or just
just what you're hearing from people, like why all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but why the steady growth over the last couple of years since you've jumped in? Because it's obvious what's happened here. I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah, I think it's just consistency across the board. Because it's kind of like although I have a lot of help over there, it's kind of what we want to do, and which y'all know the method to what I do is I talk to everybody and write down notes and just kind of do a general consensus, like when we start picking lakes, if I take 100 questions I get from people, just because 80 of them say Lake X, that doesn't mean what we're going to do, but I do put that into consideration heavily, what the people want, so to speak, to not sound cliche-ish, but that's really how I kind of operate with it,
You got to listen to your customers. I think that's that's business 101.
Right. And so the rest, man, I just God's blessed us. I don't know. That's the only thing I can really pinpoint is that, we're just doing it for the right reasons. We're just doing it to put on good events with integrity, like all our other series try to do too. There's not much different that we're doing than anyone else, but it's just, that just goes to show, like, that Bassmaster name does carry, a lot, like, people grow up wanting to fish one of those events, and they just get to kind of live, as close to that dream as they can by doing it in a kayak. So
I just wanted a sticker.
Got new stickers too. I'll have those with me. So,
yes.
Yeah.
No, I think, when we sat down at Pickwick, before kind of the revamping happened, you sat down and had dinner, and they really took into account and made points to have conversations with us on what we could do better and why they felt like things had dropped off at that point. I think that was big, engaging directly with the customers. And, the guys running it weren't kayak guys. They didn't know really what was happening. So I think, there were some things getting overlooked. And we said this from the beginning, you have to have somebody from the kayak side running a kayak trail for them. Like, you can't, there's not a bass boat crossover for the stuff that we do.
Yeah, they tried, with like all of our hands being in it a little bit with, Dwayne, Patrick, and Tyler and the rest of the guys. And they knew, it took, someone that can do it all the time to make it work. And just like everything else, they had to learn how to do this too, our way to an extent, plus their way. But communication chain is just a little different now. And I think that's the key to it is, Hank and all of them, they're great.
And you're driving the bus, Steve.
Yeah.
That helps.
Can't do it alone. You know that, though.
Each one reach one, Steve. That's what we're doing out here.
Each one.
Sorry.
Oh, boy. Boy.
Yeah. So the reason we had you on tonight, like we were talking about bringing you on for a few weeks, we didn't know. We knew the attendance was going to be good, but we didn't know you were going to set a record. So we wanted to start off with talking about that. But really, before the kickoff, we wanted to give you a chance to kind of expound on some of the finalized rules. So you want to touch on some of the things that kind of got hammered out there for 24 before it gets started?
Yeah, we, obviously we published these a while ago and, we cut up and carry on about it, but people still don't read. So above all else, you got to remember, hey, it's your job to download. And that's why I get nervous at these tournaments, is because my job is to, we judge fish, but I'm waiting on something to happen, which is perfectly okay. It's best advice someone probably ever gave me. AJ years ago said, we got to remember tournament day, things are going to happen. That's all right. Don't get nervous about that. Let's just make sure we go slow and make the right decision. And so that's the biggest scare thing about any tournament, is having to tell somebody, hey, this is your penalty or you're done. Because one thing, John Stewart did teach me early on is do everything you can to make sure that you can penalize the person without just destroying their tournament, unless it's something that's that great. And so far, we had to do that a lot last year. And so I felt like that's one of the proudest things I think I am of last year, is that although we didn't have a whole lot go on, every penalty that was addressed was absolutely handled, in my opinion, the way it was. And so going into the season, the main thing we can do as a community is to put on the blinders, contact the tournament director and officials as soon as something happens. That's why we do have a communication rule in effect, as same as last year is, so that when things come up and you have a concern, it doesn't reach 45 people before I can actually take a chance to actually get to do my job and take care of them. So just one of the main things that doesn't get touched on some of the new rules, or not necessarily new rules, but revamped, reworded, whatever you want, was we got to looking with your fish submissions. We've got all of these criteria that are listed, and a common misconception is most of that, even though it is worded, and we will work on that again next year, but we needed to get these out. It's worded where it sounds like, you can't obstruct the tail, meaning if you're holding on to the fish, your arm is going to obstruct the vision of that tail. That doesn't mean your fish is penalized. If you're left-handed, those are hard fish to judge. So yeah, I did reword that. Yeah, you should be throwing a baseball. But we reworded those so that you understand that these are criteria that we use to judge your fish. if one of them is not of that list of 30 ways to, submit your fish is done, you're not penalized, you're not deducted. These are, if we can judge your fish and score it, that's these criteria are for us. So they're not necessarily penalties. So now we'll stop getting those phone calls saying Jeff's pinky is, 2 centimeters too close to the eyeball,
Well, we got a big old pinky on.
Yeah.
Crooked too,
but then the others, we did reword the off limits. It's still a 21-day period, but we worded it to where it wasn't so confusing. You're off the water 14 days before the official practice starts, which is another 7-day period. So we reworded that, changes, to where it's less confusing to new people, because that's something we are blessed with, is we see so many new people that are getting into the sport, because it's a Bassmaster event. Then when, let's see, when you get down to pre-fishing, and this is standard in all Bassmaster series, all of them. And that was coming this way anyway, because although we're still an open series, and grassroots is super strong and we will always support that, we have to cut just a little bit of the grassroots. Not necessarily, that's not a good way to put it, but I think we need to implement a few more things to kind of grow us to where when you are fishing, that you're fishing as fair and as open a competition as you can, against, singular anglers. And I don't think that's a problem in our sport, but it's already in the bass boat side of it. So, when you're pre-fishing, you can only pre-fish with your wife, husband, significant other, mom, dad, kids, things like that. And even with that, you're not helping, you can't solicit information. You can't do things to gain fishing strategies from one another. They're accompanying you and they're fishing. And then the same, if you're on the body of water and there's people pre-fishing for a grassroots event that's held in conjunction and they're not in the Bassmaster event, don't be scared because you float up to someone and that man says, I've been catching them on bait X, and then you say, hey, are you in the Bassmaster tournament? He says, no. Then you just simply say, hey, buddy, I'm in the Bassmaster tournament. We've got a communication rule. I can't really discuss this with you. And then you're done. You're out of it. You're not in the gray area and you're good. So don't be scared of these things. They're common sense rules that, call me on the phone. That's all you got to do. And then the communication stuff.
How many times I can call you during the day?
No. Mine's like yours. I'm about to get the second phone. Hell, I actually got your phone is too hot today. I've never had that.
There you go.
Yeah, an Android
it's been blowing up.
It's an Android. It is.
It's an Android.
You got to check in on that once a show.
Change the transmission fluid in that thing or whatever they run off.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's with your pre-fishing stuff, and then on these events practice starts the Saturday before. The Bassmaster Classic dates are different, so we'll have our Bassmaster Kayak Series Championship held in conjunction with the Bassmaster Classic. I see your face, and so those dates are different.
Jay Wallen.
And so it's your job to look those dates up and make sure that you're in compliance there. But day one of practice, that's the last time you can talk to non-competitors about your body of water and stuff like that. So when you walk in a tackle shop and you're shopping and they start talking about the lake, you're not disqualified. You just say, hey guys, I'm in a tournament, I can't discuss those kinds of things. And then you just go on, you're not going to get disqualified because you hear a radio commercial that's talking about the lake, but you need to be talking to people that are paying entry fee money to fish for 10, 15 grand, just like you are. So, and again, it's in the opens, the elites, it's in everything. And so I feel like as we grow forward, we need those kinds of rules in there for us too, for when we actually do get to the professional level of tournament fishing.
Yeah.
So, so that's about it, really. The communication thing is still the same. When you're fishing, it's not too much to ask for you to not talk to everybody and their brother on the phone. I mean, you're there to fish, you know, and I know we get to do that in grassroots, and it is fun. Ryan and I'm
gonna miss you, boys.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what you're here to fish. You're here to fish for a lot of money. You're still going to have fun within that. But what that does is it just keeps down, you know, smoke that we don't need, you know, and, you know.
Can I talk to Jody Campbell?
No, he's a non-competitor.
What if he calls him his brother from another mother? Does that work?
Yeah. Significant brother from another.
Yeah.
You know, significant brother.
Yeah. Great uncle or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, you know, like you know, if you're, you know, you do your social media thing, your live streams and stuff, but, you know, there shouldn't, you know, guys at home are going to text you and say, hey, man, stay on them, whatever, man, just let it go. You can text them later. I mean, don't, you know, just use your brain, you know, and then, you know, Facebook chats, that's, you know, there, we don't need to be in Facebook chats, you know, messaging this and that and the other. If it's a ride share, that's a pretty easy way to just call and say, hey, man, I'm sick of this. I'm going to the truck. You know, I'm moving, whatever. And then you guys hop on and do what you got to do to get that lined out. You know,
what if the chat's not like a question, but you're just sliding in there to say, man, I suck. I'm going home. Is that allowed?
I still just, yeah.
If you're going home, then it doesn't matter anyway.
All right, that's true.
Yeah. Like you guys suck. I'm leaving this group. You know, just leave. Just leave. Yeah.
I'd like to announce
that I'm fed up. Yeah. My skin is no longer thick.
Are gingers allowed to fish these events?
Yes, they are. It's encouraged. It's encouraged because it's one of the few social things that actually accept them these days. And we are proud to have every one of you beautiful, fair-skinned, red people.
You've changed since you were on here last.
I know. He has really changed his tune since that last highlight clip came out.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Man, it's been fun. Like, and the rules things we'll still tweak as we go and grow and all of that. I think I'd come up with a little catchphrase, grow and go or something, but
I'm a grower and a goer.
Jacob Ruff's in the comments. He's going to have something to say about that.
Yeah. Is there, so again, to reiterate Steve's point, if you're fishing these events and you have a question about anything, just call him first.
And for all of you guys at home, leave these people alone. Let them fish for their money, you know, respectfully. Let them
let the judges judge the fish, all right? I don't want to see screenshots of some bullshit thrown up all day, okay?
And for the Game of Thrones fans out there, the KBN group page has been the kind of the watchers on the wall for a lot of years now. But don't go there first. Don't go there first with your grievance. I mean, you're welcome to. It's a free world, free forum, but I would encourage you to get a hold of whoever your TD is first before that.
Love it.
And I'm not answering Josh Evans' question. I'm not.
You're not going to touch it.
Can you use two motors or not, Steve? I'll put it that way for you.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was a consent form kind of question. I got you.
No. He's not even coming to this event, so we're safe.
Oh, yeah. No, one motor per vessel. And I'll go ahead and just my opinion, expand on that. I've been getting a lot of messages on it. Number one, I don't think it's too much to ask to only use one motor, but I know like Ryan and I both have that same kind of setup and it's cool, but we all have to look at a bigger picture. If you do allow that, number one, you know, what do we know that it does to a kayak over time? Because every one of these kayaks has got a big hole in the center where the drive goes. I think that's a weak point. What about the stress? We have no data on any of this to be able to do it, good or bad. So, I mean, I'm saying I don't agree that we should do it, but I may be wrong because they may withstand it. But what I do know is that people with smaller vessels that are going to try it, we're going to end up having some accidents.
Yeah, then you're going to end up.
If any of you boys got small vessels, stay on the pitch.
You're going to end up pushing for triple P, and then it's just nothing but trouble after that.
13 foot and up, or stay at the house.
Yeah.
And so, but now during practice, you do what you got to do. I mean, whatever you got to do, but you're just one. And actually, Shane, you know, he hooked up Shane Lamont. He had a great kayak. He's got a ridiculously looking good kayak. But we talked recently, and he took off and went to go fishing and turned right back around and took a battery and a motor off because it was too much for the kayak. So
really
shocking. I can't believe
Yep.
7 graphs, 14 batteries, and 2 motors. Is too
I
much.
actually have a picture of his kayak right here. Look at that, right
But
there.
that is, you just get out of here.
And some bitch is nice.
But no, not. We're cutting up. But Shane, he works hard for what he does, and that's a great build. That's an amazing build, and I'm happy that he did that. And that's really cool. So just keep doing what you do to market your sponsors and everything. But we did have that same discussion, and he agreed. He's like, man, it is too much, and I see that now. And so I was really glad he put that out there so that we'd have some basis to kind of work off of. But by the way, I want to back up real quick. The guy that won the Hobie, well, when you guys had him on,
Blake?
I finally got to
Blake.
listen to all of that, Blake. Yeah,
Dude.
get down with JC and everything. But that right there, that was so, I'll just be flat honest. It was funny. It was great, but it was inspiring about how he talked about something that I think all of us need to hear. Everybody is an equal, and you don't look at people as like, Russ is a status above you or whatever. And he'll even tell you, the Cardinals can beat the 49ers on a day or kind of thing. So I think we need to have more of that mentality versus he or she's got 3 of these and 4 of those, because, at the end of the day, that man went down there and found fish where he didn't think, where he doesn't usually fish sometimes, and did it with paddle and an attempted stakeout pole. That was freaking awesome.
Dude,
No
I think he
T-handle
won
on it.
like 2
He
more
just won.
events this weekend.
Yeah, he just won again.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
on fire. And I love the guy, and we talk a lot now. And he reached out and he's like, thank you guys for having me on the show. I've got to deal with Old Town now. And just, I love seeing stuff like that because he is such a good dude. You can feel it just talking to him. So, seeing people get, kick the door in really, and there's no telling where he'll go from here. And I can't wait to see him on the road. I think he's going to do big things.
Yeah, you could tell from his conversations with y'all. I think he was convincing himself that he wanted to do it just by talking.
He's ready to roll now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, but that kind of mentality, because we all get, our personal lives and work stuff drags us down, and we turn into just pissy people sometimes, myself included. That's what we need to be like. That guy right there. So that's pretty awesome. That was a great show.
Thank you, man. I missed that one. It was probably better because it was Jordan and Ryan too.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
But what made me think of it was he said, "Where's Jeff at?" He would just have this up here like that, and as soon as I mentioned that kayak, you throw that out there.
yeah.
So
I'm quick.
He's on the spot.
Yeah,
I'm quick with the mics.
You got one of those cool soundboards where you go. Nah, 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 nah,
No, I just got a lot of.
push
I
buttons.
work from home a lot, Steve. So I got a lot of screens. I just plug in all the screens, and I got stuff ready to go everywhere. Hey, Randy Creason just made a comment about Oklahoma winds, and that points back to your comment, Steve, about these rigs being overcomplicated. You get out in some high winds and heavy chop, you got batteries and graphs and motors everywhere, you could be in some real trouble, especially, like you said, if your kayak is shorter, smaller, thinner plastic, whatever. Safety first, right? You can get in some trouble.
Yeah.
And they put a weight rating on there too, so you can use that kind of as a guidance.
Right,
for how
right.
much stuff you're going to strap on there.
Well, that's another thing for admin purposes. If we start letting all of these things get added, and we know consciously that it's going to reach the weight limit kind of things, then that's something we have to start checking. Is
That's
to
a
make sure
liability.
you're
You'll
in
have to have
safe
people weigh
vehicle.
their kayaks in.
Yeah.
A liability.
Check old boy and his 2x4 with a bolted on trolling motor on the side, and check it for viability. Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, we're excited, man. We've got, a lot
When and
going
where
on.
is the social gathering? That's what the people want to know.
I was just getting ready to pull that up. So this
I knew
Thursday, this Thursday, we it's almost like we know one another or something. So
Barely.
This Thursday we're going to be at the Savage Company.
Well, I like it already.
That's right. That's a great name. So we're going to be there. Probably, I'll be there around 5, 6-ish or whatever, and we'll just kind of, they're giving us the upstairs. It's got an open air, like rooftop kind of thing.
Ooh.
And they're going to let us have that and just kind of section it off, and however many want to come can come, and
Do they have cornhole boards, or do I need to bring them?
they said that they could set that up, but if you can throw them in the Big D, throw them in there.
Let's go.
But Capital City Lake Murray Country is our host, and they're, I asked those ladies, I said, give me a list of where y'all would go, and I just started looking through them, and that place stood out. And one of Benny's guys, he actually sent them to me.
I love you, Todd.
He's great. I miss Todd. Hadn't seen him in a while. Kentucky Lakes last time we saw Todd, but yeah. But one of Vinny's guys actually reached out months ago and said, "Hey, you guys should try eating here." And then, so every one of these Bassmaster events, Possum Kingdom's going to be a little challenging, but we'll find some place to slide in.
The ice house,
on Thursday.
Baby. Me and Mark Pendergraft, we got the plug. They'll let us in the freezer.
All right. Well, every one of these, we're going to do an informal. It's not Bassmaster sanctioned. It's just my own thing. Because what got me to thinking about it is like when we're all in town, we don't get to see Jeff maybe twice a year, and then this guy and this person, So we're trying to meet up all week long at 5 or 6 different places. I was like, man, why don't we just have one? And if everybody can make it, then that's great. And so we've got one for 10 Killer. I already got that place lined up. I'm going to put it out after we get all this out of the way because I'm pretty busy with it. And then, yeah, we got one every lake we go to. So.
Love it.
Beautiful. Well, Steve, big things from Bassmaster. Couldn't be more proud of the work you put in over there. I think it's just going to keep going up and up and up. We got one question. Did you see that one, Ryan, from Todd?
I did.
With these registrations going wild like this, getting big, could you ever go to a cap in the future, limitations in the future?
I wouldn't be against it, but that's hard for me because I want everybody who can log into Tourney X to fish everything they can. So I don't like that. But at the same time, at a certain point, angler experience, I don't want to have too many kayaks on a body of water. But at the same time, I almost feel like if you do cap it, you start excluding people, you lose some steam, Yeah. You got someone
I don't
who's
know.
wanting to be a part of it.
I think it is a double-edged sword there. I think the cap part makes people feel like it's more exclusive and they're in a hurry to get in, like we talked about. But at the same time, on the other side, if you put 300 people on, on Nick and Jack, you're going to be rubbing elbows all day. Like, I think different bodies of water are going to fish differently, based on kind of how they're laid out and where ramp access is. But I think you do have to consider the angler experience part if it's going to, just pound that fishery to death. Yeah, you put 300 people on Lake of the Ozarks, wink, wink, you'd have plenty of room to launch. You put 300 people on Broken Bow, well, you're going to have some problems. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? So body of water is going to be very important as these things get bigger and bigger. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'll welcome all shameless plugs. I am working on 25. I know y'all saw the champion, the classic is coming back to Fort Worth. So already got that list. Thanks, Matthew Scott. Him and Guillermo are who I typically talk to along with Duke and a few others down there. But Matthew just started throwing out lakes everywhere, giving a description of them, how they
were they all named Possum Kingdom?
No, they weren't. They were all different. And so not to rule out Possum Kingdom, whatever works. But I got an education on all those lakes around there, and there's a lot of good choices. So we'll see.
I'm
Texas,
pretty certain, man. Like, yeah, you can throw a rock in a mud hole out there, and you're in some fish, except OHIV apparently.
Really?
Hey, Trey Lasher just said a 13-pounder got caught out of Broken Bow this week. Let's go, Broken Bow.
Wow!
Shout out to Broken Bow.
Hey, by the way, get ready, Tennessee Bass Nation next year. Nick and Jack. I don't know if you saw, Ryan. There's 4 11 pluses that have been yeah.
They out there at Marion County Park, boy, busting them shads by the culvert.
Well, Steve-O, man, we appreciate you. We're not going to keep you too long tonight. We just want to be able to get an update on those rules and congrats out for the big numbers at the first event.
Absolutely. I appreciate all of y'all and the support y'all give the kayak world, all the tournament series and all the anglers. And again, most important thing you need to remember on tournament day, other than your PFD, is my phone number. Give me a call if you need anything. Seriously. I appreciate all of y'all.
We'll see you in a couple days, old buddy.
You're the man,
y'all
Steve.
Be careful. See you,
buddy.
Thank y'all.
Steve Owens, everybody. Goated tournament director.
Legend.
Our next guest has been waiting patiently. He got here early, prompt. Jake from Wildside Strength. What's up, Jake?
Hey, what's going on?
Man, thanks for being here early and sitting through all that. Did you learn anything about the upcoming Bassmaster? Are you fishing the Lake Murray event?
No, just sitting here being jealous because I got to work on Saturday.
Bro, you can't. I just assumed you were fishing this one.
No, I wanted to. We got a game Saturday night, so game days are busy all day long. And so thought about going on Sunday, just launching 5 minutes before takeoff and just slow the pot a little bit and see what happens.
Find out who's in first place and just get out there and wreck them.
Yep.
Can you tell us anything about Lake Murray? I mean, you've got some experience on the lake. You fished it before?
Yeah. I've spent a lot more time out on Lake Hartwell up here, but recently I've been going out to Murray a lot more. I like fishing deep. I like finding brush piles and throwing a drop shot or jerk bait, crankbait, stuff like that. So I went out the past couple weekends to Murray, but there was a pretty steady pattern up until last weekend where it changed a bit. But I was
when they knew a tournament was coming.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it was like every weekend I was going out there. They were catching them on rock and like boat ramps and up shallow, and everybody was catching them good. And last weekend I went out there, that just something was different, and I still caught them deep, but it was.
You think it's going to take a pretty good bag to win, though? I mean, Murray is kind of a legendary, lake in the Southeast. Like it usually puts out some big bags. You think this is going to pop off a little bit?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, one of the tournaments at the ramp I was at took 28 pounds to win, and that was just like a local deal. So there's some big ones in there, and they're biting right now.
It's solid.
It'd be cool to see 3 bangers back to back to back, wouldn't it, Ryan?
I mean, if you look at both the big schedules combined, I think we're going to be seeing some pretty good bags for the next month and a half here anyway.
Yeah. Todd said, can we start a segment in the show? He wanted to name it the Blazing 3. Did you see that, Ryan? I don't know about that, but he wants us to pick our 3 favorites for each event that we're talking about. We can maybe come up with something different than Blazing 3, but I don't know. Appreciate the input, Todd. I'll just listen to whatever you say, Todd. Whoever you pick, I'm rolling with them.
Yeah. You just pick 3 every week, Todd. We'll call it Todd's 3.
Yeah, instead of DP, it's the TP segment. We'll do a TP segment. But yeah, Jake, we've had you on here not to talk about Lake Murray, but we appreciate that. We want to talk about this new Wildside Strength program. But before we get into that, can you give us a little background on what you actually do for your real job so people know where this is coming from?
Yeah, so for my real job, I'm the assistant athletic director for sports performance at USC Upstate College here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So I've worked in strength and conditioning for the last, 15 years. I've lost track. I've worked with a lot of different people. I've worked with retired NFL players, so like older people who have been beat up for a career. I've worked with, kids that are 6 years old, so, and everything in between. Now I'm working with Division I athletes at the moment. So I get to hang out in the weight room all day, pick stuff up and put it down, and watch sports. So it's that pretty much sums up in a nutshell what I get to do on a daily basis.
Yeah. So you're not just some like Instagram influencer trying to come up with a workout program. This is this man's career. He is an expert, a subject matter expert. So we want to tune in and listen here. So tell us what led you to start this program, come up with this program, and what you're going to get into with Wildside.
I mean, the biggest thing is there's a lot of benefit that comes with exercise. I mean, for anybody, any regular persons, you're going to feel better on a daily basis. You're going to get more energy. You're going to, live a better life. And when it comes to whether it's kayak fishing or fishing on a boat, or, really doing any type of physical activity, we think about traditional sports as what you need exercise for, but exercise is going to improve your ability to perform. So we look at kayak fishermen. First of all, we're looking at joint pain. You're sitting down in that little chair all day in that little boat, and your back's going to start hurting, your hips and knees from pedaling if you still do that. Maybe your shoulders start feeling it.
Old school peddlers.
That's right. But I mean, and I've always been surprised how many older people, I'm going to include myself in that now, like 30, 40, 50 year old people or plus that do this. I mean, bodies fall apart over time, and exercise is going to help hold them together.
We have Marty Hughes and Joe McElroy in the comment section right now, so let's go easy on the elderly here. I don't want to offend anybody.
Oh, I mean, they take my money any day, so I make my shots in when I can. No, but for real, like, the biggest thing is it's not let's go to the gym and squat 500 pounds and just get jacked and and go crazy. It's about improving your experience, you know, reducing joint pain or your risk of having it flare up or start on you. It's helping you keep energy throughout your entire day out there, and helping you stay focused. Everything that you do is all linked together. It all goes along with like hormones and hormone release and everything you go through with different stresses throughout the day. So we want to be able to manage different workloads throughout the day the best that we can, whether that's like, you know, physical stress, emotional stress, anything like that. So by going through exercise, we're able to have better hormone regulation. We're able to stay a little bit more focused, a little bit more level-headed as you go through your time on the water. Can
you prescribe TRT?
I cannot.
Okay. All righty. We'll be seeing you.
So I saw, you know, we traded some messages about this, Jake, and you offered me a spot to be one of your trial participants to go through the program. So talking to me or just anybody that's going to go through this, what can I expect to be seeing as we get started with this?
So the biggest thing is you can expect to be put somewhere that is going to be appropriate for you. So the goal is to start out with 4 programs that will build you up. It's essentially a 12-month program. It's a full year. But depending on where you're currently at with your fitness, what you've done in the past, what you're able to do, I'm going to place you in a beginner program, intermediate, advanced, or expert, and kind of grow from there. And a big part of the trial run is to see how well I place everyone. Because doing this online, it's harder to do it when I can't see what you're doing. You know, I can ask everybody in here to do a squat, and somebody might go down like 2 inches, and somebody else is going to hit the ground with their butt.
Drop it on the floor. Yeah.
That's right. So it's hard for me to evaluate everybody's abilities. So it's kind of up to the participant to be real with themselves and go into what they think is going to be the right start for them. But at the same time, trying to use, you know, my knowledge of different backgrounds and experience levels to give a little bit of guidance to, hey, I think this is the right program or the right starting point for you. And everything's going to build up to the same thing. It's just a matter of where we start you out.
Do you have a program custom tailored for kayak anglers because you know what we all look like? Like, is that its own bracket where you're just like, all right, bud?
So, I mean, a lot of stuff is pretty general, but the goal is to get as specific as I possibly can. So when it's going to be, we will all do, no matter what your background is, what your sport is, what your outdoor activity is, we're going to do some type of power work, power training. We're going to do some strengthening, and we're going to do some accessory work, some volume work. So first thing we want to do is just build up a foundation, build up a base. And even with the athletes that I work with on a daily basis, like when they're freshmen and sophomores, they're elite level athletes, but they're doing some of the most basic stuff. They're learning how their body works. They're developing general strength. And then as you become more and more advanced, you get more specific for your sport, whatever that may be. So you kind of, I like to describe it as like putting clay on a statue. Like you put a bunch of clay on that's your general strength gain. And then when you get enough of that general strength, you try to mold it and shape it into exactly what you want it to be. So like I said, starting out here, I'm going to have these 4 programs that are primarily going to be targeting like common joint pain areas or trouble areas, you know, like lower backs and hips, elbows, wrists, things like that we see a lot of fishermen run into. And kind of as more and more is needed, I can keep adding programs to what I offer. So part of it is I know the general starting point of what's going to help everybody. And then the more people want, the more I can put together and make it available.
So 1-year program, 12-month program, I get to the end of my 12 months and I'm like, all right, I'm feeling good. I'm keeping up with junior. I'm hiking these hills. I'm fishing 2 days of a tournament instead of 1. I'm doing good. what's the maintenance mode we're going to turn on? Do you just
that's when it's
continue?
fun. I mean, that's when you really get to like do a lot more. And in this 12 months, a lot of it's just learning the movements, you know, making sure that you can do a squat the right way, get deep in a squat or through a full range of motion, focus on improving your mobility. But also if you're improving your mobility or your range of motion, we want to develop strength in that range of motion, because if you stretch every single day, but you don't get stronger in that extended range of motion that you develop, then less in the fishing world, but you're going to be at a higher risk for injury. But when you go into that further range of motion, because
like
you're not
tearing
strong.
an Achilles playing volleyball with 13-year-olds.
That's right.
Something like that.
Something along those lines.
Just hypothetically.
Yeah, if that were to happen.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by it, man. I was excited when you reached out about what you were starting here. I fashioned myself a former athlete. I'm a little older now.
You're still an athlete, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I still could post somebody up if I needed to, but
yeah,
I'm just saying to regain some of that would be awesome. I know there's some other folks out there probably in that same boat, and I've been following a bunch of different YouTube videos trying to learn some different things about. Ryan knows I've gotten into hunting and some things like that recently. And there are some guys trying to teach folks specific exercises and strength programs for what they're doing, whether it's big mountain hunting, backwoods hunting, fishing.
Well, I mean, even like you started out bow hunting, Jeff. Like you'll get to feeling, especially after repetition, your shoulders. like you'll start to feel it in your rotator cuff pretty good.
That's why I got this thing on already. So. Yeah. So,
and I mean, that's part of it. You want to be able to improve your endurance. You want to be able to get out at the start of the day and be as good after 8, 10, 12 hours, doing whatever it is you're doing, and be as good at the end of the day as you were at the beginning of the day. It's not an easy thing to do. And, I mean, if you don't do anything, like if you're going fishing, you haven't fished in a month or two or more, and you go out for 8 hours, you're gonna be gassed by the end of the day. Yeah. Now you do that every single day, you're going to be able to, your body adapts to it. You learn how to handle that stress a little bit better. And then adding exercise to something like that is more about reducing your risk of injuries, overuse injuries. I mean, you guys there's guys going out throwing a jerk bait all day and they come back and their elbow's bugging them or their wrist is hurting, something like that. I mean, how do we avoid, that's an overuse injury. You twitch that rod.
Jerked it too much.
That's right.
Yep.
You do. You're doing that 8 hours a day in a row, and
8 hours a day, you'll go blind, is what they say. Sorry,
Take your
Jake.
glasses off, Jeff. Take your glasses off.
Sorry, Jake. We get off the rails here sometimes, man. No, but yeah, this is important because speak on this for a second, Jake. Even if we were joking in the comments earlier about dual motors, it's the age of motors. Everybody's got at least one, maybe two. Even with that, 8 hours in a kayak is still a problem if you're not physically ready for that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean, even if you got the motor, even if or pedals or whatever, you're still sitting there stabilizing your body all day long. You don't really realize how much work goes into just not tipping over while you're out there. Even if you're on a bass boat, just standing up on the bass boat all day long, like it takes.
That's what I was gonna say. You see the bass boat guys with back and knee and now neck strain from staring at a forward facing sonar all the time. But with the addition of motors on a lot of people's kayaks, especially bow mounted motors, you're gonna be standing a lot more. So that's something else you're gonna have to account for, kind of moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah. And then kind of the same thing, keeping your performance level at the end of the day. Like you might be strong, you might have energy at the start of the day to stand up and sit down, but in hour 7 or 8, you go to stand up and you're weak and you start leaning over to one side and you can't quite catch yourself. And all of a sudden your batteries and electronics are floating to the bottom of the lake or sinking.
Crazy. Yeah. It's no secret on the elites, man. Some of the best young anglers, those guys are like Brandon Polinick, Carl, who we had on here. Those guys will, pre-fish one day and then go run 6 miles. So the fitness is a part of some of the elite anglers up there.
That's the last thing I want to do when I get off the water at the end of the day.
That's what's been crazy to me. It's like, I feel like there's such a broad spectrum of what the anglers will do. Like there's guys that'll do something like that, go out and run 6 miles after being on the water. And then there's other guys that'll just not do anything. And
Matt Robertson, he'll just crack a cold and get after
straight to Chick-fil-A drive-through, baby. That's the deal.
He gets after it sometimes. I've seen his.
No,
his
he's
Instagram
dropped
stories.
a lot of weight actually. Matt's been hustling. He's dropped a lot of weight. He's slimmed down quite a bit.
Yeah, actually, I tried to slide into his DMs way back when I was starting to think about this. Like, I mean, Jeff, we talked about this like in the summer when I was starting to put everything together. And I was just trying to ask him because I saw him in the working out all the time. I was like, hey, like, do you ever have pain? Do you feel tired? Is there anything? I never heard back from him, but I mean, I think more and more people are starting to realize how impactful exercise can be for just being your best throughout an entire day.
And I held back. I kept my dad bod intact until I started with you. So it'd be a better before and after. That's what I've been trying to do.
Oh, that's good. Good.
Let's see here. We had a question over on Facebook. Mike Wimmer, will there be an app developed? So how's it going to be monitored? Is it going to be app based, web based?
So, yeah, everything goes through an app. So you sign up and you download the app, and then every day that you've got a workout, you open up the app and the workout's right there. There's a video demonstration of every exercise right there in the app. You just tap it. You can keep track of the weights that you're using, how many reps you do. You can message me. It's all right there for you.
Fantastic. I think somebody else mentioned, will there be any ability to video chat, whatever, if they need a demo on a squat, if they're doing it right or wrong?
Yeah. So you're able to send me videos straight through the app. So if you're like, hey, this exercise doesn't feel right, or I was wondering if this is good enough. Am I getting low enough in my squat? Am I rounding my back off when I do a hinge movement or a deadlift, whatever? And send me a video, and I can do my best to talk through it with you, or send back another video demonstration, or however I need to get in touch with you to make sure that you're doing what you need to do the right way.
Jeff, will you throw that picture up that I sent you a second ago?
Yeah. Somebody just asked a wild question. It said, is our PII information that is gathered sold?
Not that I'm aware of.
Can he sell it? That may be a new business venture, Jake.
It wasn't going to be sold, but it is now.
Yeah, it is now, baby. Checking the market on it. So I'm going to send you a video, Jake. This is our Airbnb at Lake Murray. Dylan sent me this picture earlier. Abby somehow booked this for us. Those are the beds up there. So I'm going to send you a video of me doing box jumps all the way up there about 2 a.m., okay?
Yes.
Be ready.
Is that before or after Western Sun comes to visit?
After. I'm not doing that sober. I'll go ahead and tell you.
So the beds are in a closet with like little coat hangers and whatnot?
I'm not real sure what's happening there.
You sure he didn't book you like a hostel in like Yugoslavia or something? That doesn't look like.
Yeah, that's good. We got it. Hey, it's a bargain. It's a bargain, brother.
All right. There we go. John, we got a few people asking questions like this as well, Jake, but I don't know if you want to get into these specific things. What kind of strength exercises would you recommend for those who suffer from sciatic nerve issues?
So biggest thing, I mean, when there are like existing issues, low back is tricky. And something like sciatica is a very commonly diagnosed issue. And it's something that exercise I've seen help more often than it hurts. But what I started talking about a second ago is learning how to do movements is the most important thing that you can do. So if somebody has got sciatica in some form of it, first recommendation is go talk to your doctor, make sure that you're clear to do these types of movements. Make sure you can exercise, make sure you are not going to hurt yourself from a doctor's perspective, doing physical activity. If the doctor clears you and you feel comfortable starting to do some movements, I would start with just body weight exercise and mobility. And a lot of the lower back stuff isn't necessarily just the lower back. It's tied to your hip flexors. It's tied to your glutes. It's tied to as far down as your feet. Even, if you've got if the muscles in your feet are weak, every muscle above that basically has to compensate for the weakness below it. And that's a lot. That's actually, you look at the elite athletes out there, foot strength has become a big thing to try to reduce your risk of ACL tears. So a lot of times when you've got lower back pain, it's not the lower back that's weak. It could be you're very immobile and we just got to work on getting your hips loosened up. It might be you sit down too much, so your hip flexors are tight, pulling your hips into like anterior rotation, putting pressure on the lower back or in the lower spine. There's a lot of different stuff that it could be. But my recommendation would be to start with just very light movements, if not body weight, and then slowly add weight to it at a tolerable level.
That's good. I wasn't sure if you get specific with him, but you did. You're giving him free juice right there.
So now you know Jake is smart. So now you can subscribe to the program.
That's right. So when's it? I know you're still in the early stages. You're going to put some people through the trial run. When's it going to be live? Are you going to let this go for a year with people doing this trial, or are you going to do a few months and then go live?
I'm shooting for April, mid-April is the goal. The big thing with the trial run is like I said earlier, really just making sure that I can get everybody placed in the right spots, and then I also want to gauge the progression of exercises. You know, is the program moving too slow? Is it enjoyable for the duration of the period? So the programs will be sold in 1, 3, 6, and 12-month packages. So I want to avoid. First of all, I want to make sure everybody's getting what they need to be able to progress from one phase into the next, right? But I also don't want it to become overly redundant. So every day you go to the gym, you're like, oh, this is boring. I just did this last week. I want to do something new. So I want to keep it fresh and keep it enjoyable, but also make sure that you're getting what you need in order to safely progress to whatever is coming next in the program.
Is there a nutrition component to this as well, or are you planning to add that? I think that's probably, something that would help a lot of folks.
That is, myself. So the nutrition side of thing gets a little tricky. So there's only so much that I am like legally allowed to talk about on the nutrition side. And that's when you look at nutrition coaches, there's certain things that they are able to say, certain things that they don't or can't. And meal plans is really what it comes down to. So I can't say, hey, you can eat. I need you to eat an avocado and eggs for breakfast every day. I'm not certified to give you that information, and I can get in a lot of trouble for it. But what I can do is talk to you about like how to count your calories, like talk to you about publicly available information and, my interpretation of it. So my plan is to add a nutrition component to it. And what I'm really leaning towards to start with is just learning how to count your calories and learning how your diet impacts, like if weight loss is your goal, exercise alone isn't going to do it. You need to focus on your nutrition. And for anybody, like if you want to gain weight, you got to focus on nutrition. You want to lose weight, you got to focus on nutrition. It doesn't happen without an increase or a decrease in calories. And anybody who's trying to sell you a workout program that tells you it's going to make you lose weight is wrong. It'll help, but diet is the driver of real weight loss.
There we go.
So to answer your question, yeah, that diet stuff or nutrition information is in the plans. I'm trying to make sure I can find the best way to roll it out while, keeping myself safe too.
Yeah. Would you say keto-based fitness is good or bad?
I would say bad.
That's a setup. That's a setup.
Who's doing keto?
None of us.
No, none of us.
None of us. Don't worry, pal.
I always ask my wife, are we doing keto today or not? So it's a daily, it's a daily change.
That's when she just makes bacon for breakfast.
Yeah. Are we on that carnivore today? What are we on today?
Maybe just go keto in the morning then.
Yeah.
I like to do keto with just a sugar-free Monster. That's how. That's how I start.
There we go. Ashley's watching. I'm in big trouble now. She said not today. She knows it's a joke. She knows.
I just saw a comment down there that said I lost 25 pounds on keto, and that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
If keto is your thing, if that works for you, that's great. The most important thing is finding a way to lose weight, if that's what your goal is, in something that's manageable and something that you can maintain over time. So like if you lose weight doing keto, and you can keep that up for the rest of your life, that's awesome. But biggest thing is finding something that you can do. So like if intermittent fasting is your thing, that's great. If the Atkins diet's your whatever, like there's a million different things out there, but they all come back to a caloric restriction for weight loss.
Yeah, big Levi Schneider in the comments. Might be crazy, but a strict 1,200 calorie a day, high in protein diet dropped him from 390 to 327 and still going strong. And he's 6'10". He's a
believe it.
Mountain of a guy. So
1,200 calories a day is not much.
Yeah,
that's my
I've had
breakfast.
that while we were sitting here. I feel like.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's in my water bottle. I don't know. No, well done, Levi. Proud of you, man. That's good.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this is a often overlooked thing, and we throw the word sport around too easy. You know, real loosey goosey about this is a sport, and I guess you'd call it a sport, but a lot of people don't treat their body like it's a sport. So hopefully your program kind of can light some fires for some folks and get them back on top, be the athletes that we claim to be.
And we'll find out with Jeff's results.
That's right.
That's right.
No pressure.
Live every
I like
Monday
that.
night.
I got all these accountability people now.
Yeah, now you got to do it.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited. I got a group of 10 people that are going to be going through it, and it's a lot of different people. People that are in college, people that are in their 30s, a couple people in their 40s. Jeff, what do you?
I'm 50.
30s.
50 on the dot.
There we go. I mean, I got a good group of people here to go through this and test it out and help me fine tune it. So I'm really excited to see how it all goes.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome.
Congratulations on launching it.
Yeah, man. I threw a link in the comments a little bit ago, so you can go follow the Wildside Facebook page. Of course, you should be following Jake over on Instagram, Facebook. He's got tremendous fishing content, just straight up kayak fishing content, catching big ones all the time. So do that. But make sure you go follow his Wildside Strength program, and it's gonna be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys having me on tonight too. Like this has been great, and I'm busy through the year with basketball season. Really, the last month, I was just like, all right, you know what? I've been pushing off too much of this stuff. I'm like, I'm getting it done, and we're moving forward with it. So I'm really excited to finally be taking some steps and trying some things out and hitting the ground running here.
Yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel? There's a question in the comments.
I think so. I think I made one
somewhere.
So I do have one somewhere. But that's another. I plan on doing a lot of YouTube videos. I want to do a lot of education, and you don't have to do the program to learn how to take care of yourself better because, I love fitness. I love exercise. Obviously, it's what I do every day. But I love fishing too, and I'm really excited about being able to bring my two favorite worlds together, and help the people that enjoy doing the same thing that I do. So, if everybody can learn a little something extra, even if it's just teaching and sharing the information that I've got, then I'm all for that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So we'll let you slide out here. We appreciate you taking the time, man. And hey, I'm ready when you are. So hit me up. We'll get this thing going.
Let me know
That's
if you
awesome.
get down to the lake Sunday. I can't talk to you or look at you, but I'll wave or something.
I'm just going to come follow you around and be like, hey, I caught one over there last weekend.
I gave Lambert information.
You can still legally critique how he stands up and sits down out of his chair.
Yeah,
I
I think that's fair. I'll check.
Yeah.
You're really favoring the left leg when you stand up like that. You
I
gotta work on
definitely
that.
am. That's
Team
not
balance.
a joke. It's not a joke.
Oh man. All right, Jake. Appreciate you, buddy.
See you, man.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on again.
Yes, sir.
Man, that was cool. What do you think, Ryan?
He's a good dude. I can't wait to see what you do with it, Jeff. I don't want to hear any more excuses. No leaving tournaments early.
No more.
I want Jeff back.
No more. I'm back.
All right.
I'm back, baby.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So hey, we got to do the giveaway.
We do.
You know what we're doing? It's hashtag Yak Addicts.
Yeah. Throw it up in the comments, and we will select a random winner, hopefully.
Random winner. It was a big show tonight. We got people on Twitch, X, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I will encourage you, if you're watching on Twitch, you can still get in the giveaway. If you're watching on Instagram, I would encourage you to slide over to YouTube or Facebook and watch there on these nights, because we can't see your Instagram comments for the giveaway part. So if you're watching there, we appreciate you over there, but think of that as a gateway to come over to our other socials.
Gateway drug.
It's a gateway drug.
I like
We
it.
need to somehow get it linked up to TikTok, man. I don't know how. I can't get it to stream over there. I think we don't have enough followers. Maybe we can put it on your page. You got a lot of
Put
followers.
it on there, baby. All those idiots will love to watch it.
Yeah, we need to do that.
We can.
Coming.
I'll send you my login information.
You don't want to do that, but okay.
No, I do.
Yeah. Hashtag Yak Addicts. You're throwing them in there. TikTok is a black hole.
Josh Evans can't win. Don't let it be Josh Evans.
Do we need to start like doing caps on how many times people can win? Johnny Mannix hasn't won in a while. Is he watching it?
He'll probably win tonight.
Yeah. Emily Gray says TikTok is a black hole.
She's just tricking you. She don't want you over there.
She's tricking. She big. I know she's big on the gram. She big over there on TikTok too.
I don't know. Emily, what's your following on TikTok?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's huge. I don't know why I even asked that.
I kind of forget about TikTok.
300,000?
I forget about TikTok, dude. I'll get over there and watch like a few Theo Vaughn videos, and then I don't watch it for 2 weeks, and then
it's so weird, like the stuff that takes off over there. Like I post all kinds of different content, and like, you know, some stupid fishing thing will blow up, and then nothing, you know, for weeks. She said, "I surrendered my account 30K." Great, that's good. Good for you.
Yeah, it is weird. The algorithm over there is completely different than Instagram's, completely different than YouTube's. It's wild. So. Hey, and if you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel, we appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, go over and subscribe to it because I've been posting a lot of clips from these full podcasts, and they're doing pretty good on the shorts over there.
Which most are hilarious.
Yeah, they're funny, man. They're funny. Chris asked, "What's your TikTok?" It's just your name, right?
Yeah, probably. I keep all my stuff just my name. That way, if anybody is trying to find me and whoop my ass, they can easily locate me.
Pull up, kid. All right. Let's hit this drawing. We've given them enough time, Ryan. Here we go.
All right. We're doing it.
I got to go see if the Razorbacks lost again or not. They're winning at halftime. Boom, boom,
Are you a full-fledged Tennessee fan?
Bam.
Miller time. There we go.
Good job, Miller Time.
Miller time. Slide in my DMs, and I'll get you hooked up. I'll let you pick out whatever you want from the website.
There you go. Well done. Yeah, I'm a Tennessee fan now from basketball perspective anyway.
Baseball's coming up, too. Are you going to be an Archie fan or a Tennessee fan in baseball?
We're number 2 in baseball right now.
Okay.
If they fall off, I'll slide over to Tennessee.
All right, deal. That's fair.
Good show, man.
All right, I'm going to go pack some stuff up because I haven't done any laundry or packing. So we got to get on the road here.
All right. See y'all.
Later.